This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Sidney Brown. Did he take CJ Garner Johnson job? Also, Dallas Goddard is going to come to an end. It is coming to an end, man. He will be traded. I will give my reason why. Lastly, AJ Brown putting in the work. But let's get straight into it. All right, man. We got a lot of topics today. There's a lot going on with the players and the NFL associates meeting or the league meeting or whatever. And Howie Roseman spoke a lot. A lot of these, coaches spoke a lot because the big theme is the tush push. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the tush push again. And I'm sorry, this is probably not gonna be the last time until the decision is made. Will it be banned? Will it stay? But I heard Sean McDermott talk about it. And I don't want to even play the clip because it was a bunch of lies. What I mean by that is he was saying injuries and safety, this and that. The tush push is not a high collision play. It's more my guys versus your guys, and we pushing you. Like the kickoff coming full speed like that, those are like really, really high collision plays. Whereas though the tush push is just strictly manpower, and there's some technique to it, the way Jalen Hurts do it. But so when I hear that, it's bullshit, man. It's BS. And then they even asked Sean McDermott, right? Will you still be running it, big dog? He's like, yes, he will still he still be running it. So I literally don't get Sean McDermott POV of this, getting rid of it. If he do it just as much as the Eagles, I just don't get it. It sounds like a bunch of crying. But the answer I do respect, and I will play the clip, is Sean McVay. I respect his answer. I don't like it, but I respect it. But let me play this clip.
I don't believe in taking something out because they do it better than anybody else. And I told both John and Howie that when we were talking yesterday. What I don't like is the optics of that play. Looks like a rugby scrum. And there are some health and safety things, which those things exist in short yardage and goal line situations as well. So I'm kind of conflicted because you don't want to be a hater because they do it better than anybody else. So I don't agree with that. But I also wish we didn't let the play in the first place in regards to just the optics of what it looks like. Doesn't look like football.
While I respect his answer, I respect it because he is saying, like, I just don't like the way it look. I don't like the optics of it. That's an honest answer, in my personal opinion, because that's what everybody want to say. They don't like it. They don't like the Eagles are really good at it, but at the same time, he should be asking a ban of Saquon Barkley in the league, who ran for 200 plus yards, what, 3 times against the Rams. So let's stop this nonsense. Please, let's stop this. But I like the honesty. It's BS, but I like the honesty. Contradiction, right? Sometimes I do that. Right. So another quick hit I want to get into is the joint practice. Yeah, we talking about joint practice in April, I should say, beginning of April. So it's official. It'll be us and the Browns. We will do a joint practice. Kenny Pickett. I'm not sure if we're going to Cleveland or they coming to Philadelphia, but Kenny Pickett will make a return, or Kenny Pickett will play with the team in the joint practice. I like it. I like when we joint practice with the Browns because Browns usually have a really good defense. Now that offense, on the other hand, needs some work. But that defense, I like the Myles Garrett versus the Lane Johnsons and Jordan Mailata versus Myles Garrett. They got a really good defensive line. They got some good corners. They got a really good secondary. Again, their offense is trash, so our defense should, completely dominate them. But I like the idea of the joint practice against the Browns. I always like it. Then again, Kenny Pickett get to, chop it up with his Super Bowl teammates. So I like it. I like the joint practice announced with the Browns. Another quick hit. Uniform changes. So you know how we do the throwback uniforms? You only could wear them for like 2 games, and we had it for Jacksonville and the Cowboys. Now you got 4 games, so it look like we're gonna have 4 games of the Kelly Green, unless the Eagles mix it up. Maybe they have a game with the all black. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I like the idea of having 4 games with the Kelly Greens. 4 games. One of them got to be Dallas. Well, we go to KC, so you can't really do it away. I got to look at the schedule again and look at some of our home games. Hell, I would like for us to open up the season with the Kelly Greens. I'm assuming we home, right? We're the Super Bowl champs. We got to drop the banner week one. That'd be pretty dope, pretty explosive, that week one game with the Kelly Greens. Because then you'll have like two more games you can do it. So, yeah, I like the idea of the four games. I like this rule change. I think you should wear about half of the season, but give an inch, one a mile. But I like half of the season. A quarter we could do with that, but you give us like 8 9 games of Kelly Green or just alternative uniforms. That'd be pretty dope. That'd be fire for sure. But last but certainly not least, we gotta say happy belated birthday to Jordan Mailata. We talking about second team All Pro, Pro Bowler, a guy that started multiple games, a guy that supposed to have been just a project in the league, turned into again a Pro Bowler, All Pro guy, and again, happy belated birthday to Jordan Mailata. All right, so let's get into these main topics, man. Let's talk about it, man. Did Sidney Brown technically take CJ Gardner Johnson's job? It's like yes and no. The reason why I'm saying yes is because Howard Roseman spoke about it and how much he believed in the young guys and how much he want to give them an opportunity. Now, is Zach Berman did a great job of everything that Howard Roseman said. I don't have a video of this. And if I read all these paragraphs to you guys, now you guys joke about my monotone voice, how it could put y'all to sleep. Y'all will literally go to sleep if I read all that. So I'm not going to do that. But there's some key points I've seen. So again, one of the key points is that he believe in the young guys and they deserve opportunity. So they believe in Sidney Brown that much that they felt like they could move CJ Gardner Johnson. That's one point. The second point is, and this is the point I did not like, he kept harping on the money. And I get it. He made a lot of sense. Like the draft picks have been hitting. They've been hitting. Let's be honest. Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, N'Kobe Dean, even though you could, work with him now because of the injury, like Maro Jarmo, who else I'm thinking of? Some people slip in my mind, like even like a Reed Blankenship who went undrafted. You got him. And he mentioned like, we already paid like 8 guys 15 million plus. So, some hard decisions have to be made, which is true. Because you even think about like a Mekhi Becton. Like, yes, he was a key piece, but that was a hard decision just to let that guy walk and go to the Chargers. And I get that point. In some ways, I get the money point. But I wish our media pressed him. Like, I understand that, Howie. I get that, Howie, about the money perspective, about the draft class hitting. So you got to pay some of these guys or most of these guys because you don't want to get to a point where you're losing so many guys you develop. But why? Why did you try to sign Justin Reed right after CJ Gardner Johnson left? You tried to sign him to the same amount, if not more, than CJ Gardner Johnson. But you saying you don't want to hinder the cap going into later in the years or whatever. You don't want to hinder that and don't want to have him have to make tough decisions. But you just tried to pay Justin Reed literally the next day you let go CJ Gardner Johnson to the Texans. So was it really that? Was it really that? And just in case you forgot and you think I'm rambling about the Justin Reed thing like it's just some silly rumor, let me play this clip.
I was watching your press conference this morning and you said Saints, even though you didn't meet with them, the Titans and the Eagles. Like those were teams that you liked, that you were talking to, whatever. Justin, when I saw the CJGJ trade, I thought it was a wrap. I'm like,
Yeah.
up, there's Justin Reed. He's heading to Philly. You
Yeah.
were trending on Twitter. I
Yeah.
literally was like, I was golfing or something. I was like, no, it's all done. How close were you to that, which would have been
Pretty close
crazy?
actually. Pretty
Really?
close, just because me and the defensive back coach there have a really good relationship. The defensive system was the same defensive system that I ran at Stanford. So that whole Big Fangio system, I know it pretty well. And the conversations were pretty intense. The only drawback was they were just so limited in cap space that we couldn't make a deal that made sense. But the situation, the conversation was happening.
You could have gone there and switched sides and tried to repeat a Super Bowl berth with them. That would have been crazy. Chiefs fans would have lost their mind.
Yeah, well, I still believe we can still get that done in New Orleans. I
Ooh.
mean, it never matters what situation you jump into. We have so much firepower, so many weapons in Louisiana, and it
Yeah.
feels like we're building like the all-star team. You know, you build an all-star team, you get to pick your legs, you at recess, you pick your guys. We're just
Yeah.
picking Louisiana's best and bringing them all home, and we're gonna go and see what we can do.
That's my only question. Yes, the Sidney Brown taking CJ Garner Johnson job based on the potential makes sense, but the money thing gets it could get muddy. It could get murky because again, even the Sidney Brown thing, because you tried to sign a safety right after you traded CJ Gardner Johnson. I'm pretty sure if you was gonna pay Justin Reed that money, he's gonna come in and start over Sidney Brown. I'm just saying, right? That has to be the truth. I mean, I still don't get it. I think there's still some underlining thing there, but I'm talking about it because Howie Roseman talked about it. The Texans teased us a little bit about it too. They asked D'Amico Ryans about it. He's like, y'all loved them in Philly, right? I seen how hurt y'all was, so that let me know we got a good player, and which is true. You got a guy with fire, a Super Bowl champ, a guy that caught 6 picks. So, man, congratulations, Houston. Y'all got one. I ain't gonna lie, y'all got one. But let's get into the next topic, all right? Dallas Goedert. So Howie Roseman was asked about Dallas Goedert, about his contract, what's going on, and this is what he had to say. There's no update, obviously. Dallas has been a tremendous player and a person for us, dot, dot, dot. The opportunities that we got into free agency with the tight ends, Harrison Bryant and Granson, were just opportunities we felt good for our football team. I know certainly for Dallas is a unique player, so really that's kind of where we're standing. Sound really familiar, right? Because he somewhat said the same thing about Hassan Reddick last year, and I'm just read this as well. So this is a tweet from 2024, and this is what Howie Roseman said about Hassan Reddick before we traded him. Hassan, obviously, unbelievable player for the Philadelphia Eagles. Love having Hassan. Howie also talked about needing to balance the present and the future. So yeah, it sounds like we're gonna get rid of Dallas Goedert really soon. I mean, when we get rid of him, it's gonna hit like crack in the '80s. It's just gonna put you out. It's like, oh man, this is some crazy jump, man. But we see what happens. For sure, I thought he's gonna get extended, but good things come to an end, right? You'd rather be a year early than a year late on a player. He gave us one last hurrah. And even with his one last hurrah, he missed about 7, 8 games. But the games he played, he was elite. But again, your best ability is availability, man. And Dallas Goedert, past 3 seasons, he always missed around 5, 6 games. It's time to move on, right? Hurts, sucks, but time to move on, man. But last but certainly not least, my guy AJ Brown putting in the work. And let me play this clip.
I want to see what you do when you're tired. Let me see how you push yourself. Come on, man. Get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day.
No one's gonna come to help me. No one's gonna come to help me. It's fucking me against me, period. And so I had to man up. And I said, the first thing I gotta start doing is facing every fucking fear I have.
If you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret.
Love the work ethic. Obviously, that's a sped up clip, but just let you know how much he be in the gym, just locking in, doing what we have to do. And that's what makes him great. That's what makes AJ Brown great. My favorite receiver, probably my favorite player. You guys know. It's no secret. Y'all go at AJ Brown. Y'all damn near call me a glazer, this, that, and the third. I don't care. I said AJ Brown when he first came to the Philadelphia Eagles. He will be the best Eagles receiver in Eagles history. When I said that and made that remark, you crazy, this, that, and the third. He's gonna be really good with the Eagles, but I start naming like Mike Quick, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yeah, them dudes nice. Them dudes great. But they ain't no AJ Brown. Y'all brought up T.O. I say Eagles history. I ain't say NFL history. T.O. was different. But I'm like, AJ Brown, man, he's the real deal. A lot of people coming to my reality and facing it like, yeah, AJ Brown is up there. Yeah, he is. But that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? AJ Brown work ethic. I was pretty long winded on the Howard Roseman and CJ Gardner Johnson, Sidney Brown thing. Had to get that out. And Dallas Goedert, will he be traded? He technically didn't say those words out his mouth, but it sounded like he'll be traded. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm out.